Welcome back to a new video. Today we will be looking at Chimera, and they recently got, I wouldn't say new support, but new ways to play the deck. So we're going to run through the deck profile and then we'll get into some combos. So we have Larry, Baylor, Maxi, and then Elza Azamina, very important. Ash Blossom, and then the evil hero Jessigold and Sinister Necrom, which is also very important. 3 Gazelle, 2 Kodal, 2 Sword Knight, and then the Big Wing Baphomet, and then Nightmare Apprentice, Fiendsmith, 1 Diabell Star, then Diabills. We got Track, Hollowed, Deception, Book of Eclipse, Called By, Crossout, Chimera Fusion, Wanted, the Simple Spoils of the White Forest, and Infinite Permanence. For the extra deck, we have Chimera, Baphomet, which is your best fusion of the two, Lacrima, the new Necroquip Princess, which is you can make essentially Fiendsmith into a 1-card rank 6. Aerial Leader, Il Sylvia, Arceliago, Mo Regina. Here are the new Azamina cards. We got Guardian Chimera, Chaos Angel, DD Wave High King Caesar, Requiem, Moon, Sequence, and Apollo. That'll be it for the deck profile. We'll get into some combos to showcase what the deck can do. So this will be combo number 1. You can just have Cornfield Kodo or Gazelle, and then a Track. This is a 2-card combo, so Cornfield Kodo, add Gazelle, normal Gazelle, you add the fusion spell, and then you activate Track to add Larry, comes back to the field, and now you can fusion summon. It doesn't have to be like Track, it can just be any fiend. So now you go into Baphomet, which is your most important fusion summon. Chainlink 1, Gazelle because it's more important, and then Chimera. So here you send Evil Hero Sinister Necrom, and this is how you get into your Fiendsmith. And Gazelle will add LZ. The Azamina monster. So now you special her, you activate her effect, and you go into Mo Regina. Mo Regina will activate to bring back LZ, Azamina of the White Forest, and now you can go into a Chaos Angel. And then you activate LZ, and that's about it. And then you can add Deception. Keep in mind that your Chaos Angel is light and dark, so it's very strong. And then you bring back the fusion. And then here you would actually need to have an extra monster for Deception. It just depends on your hand. Sometimes if you have more monsters, if you don't have a monster, you can actually just tribute the angel, but he's kind of strong, so goodbye Baylor. You had Hollowed, And then you summon Arceliago. This is your typical Azamina line. And then you add Wanted here. And then you bring back Hollowed. You can put Elza back. And now you activate Hollowed. And you chain Wanted. Now you add Diabells. And then you can go for Il Sylvia, your Omni Negate. Alrighty. And now, earlier we put Sinister Necrom in the grave. So now you can go Fiendsmith. So you can banish. Adjust to gold. And then Requiem. And then you go Engraver. And you attach the Requiem. And then you summon Diabell Star by sending the Requiem back to the grave. And here, activate her effect to set the Sinful Spoils of the White Forest, which you use on their turn to make a Chimera. So now you go Sequence, doesn't matter of the three. And then you Fusion Summon into Lacrima, putting back Lurie and Dusted Gold. Activate her effect to put back our Special Summon Engraver. Now you go into an Apollo with Sequence, make sure it's Engraver and Arceliago. And then you can bring back Engraver, putting back Sequence. And the reason you do this is because now you can go into a DD Caesar with the two. So, and that is your full board, essentially off of Hodel. It can be Gazelle, or it can even be Sword Knight. Either one of these three is essentially the same combo, plus a Fiend, so you can get into your Chimera or your Baphomet. And that'll be it for one of the combos. This would be combo number 2 with Nightmare Apprentice plus the discard plus Chimera Fusion, or it could also be Gazelle because you can stretch your Chimera Fusion, or it could even be Kodal, which you can discard to add Gazelle. So you discard one. Special Summon Apprentice, which then you can add. Either one of these is fine. Like I said, Kodal adds this, which then you Special Summon Gazelle from your deck. So let's just show you the sequence. You can do Kodal, discard. You can add Sword Knight or Gazelle. So we'll just add the Gazelle here. If we didn't have the fusion, so you can sell normal. And then add another fusion. You can always use a fusion card, so it doesn't matter how many you have. So you always need to go into Baphomet. And then Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Once again, you send Sinister Necrom and then you add LZ. And then you special her, you fusion with her ability to Mo Regina. Mo Regina brings back LZ. And now you go into a light and dark Chaos Angel. And now we're back to where we were before. For the first combo, Deception. And then you tribute a monster, add Hollowed. You could also be Chaos Angel if you don't have a monster. Or Ciliago. Add the Wanted. And then put back. Make sure to grab your fusion card. Should be the first thing you do actually. After you use it. So hollowed, put back LZ. And then hollowed, chain wanted. You add that Bellstar. And then you summon your Sylvia. Here they have to Baron you at this point. Well, not Baron, Nibiru you. Or else you're just gonna have your Omni Negate on the board. And it won't matter. If they're ever gonna do it, that's the time they have to. And even if they do it earlier, you still have Sinister Necron for Fiendsmith combo. So you still have a lot of plays. So now, you go Fiendsmith. And then sequence. And then engraver. Attach the sequence, or Requiem I mean. Special Diabell Star. Set the Sinful Spoils card, which is very good card because it's Sinful Spoils. So you can actually send it off hollowed. So if it does come up sometimes, just so you know. And now you go sequence. You go Lacrima. Bring back the engraver. And then you go for Apollo 3. Don't go for 4, so you can summon DD High Wave King Caesar. And make sure to always send the engraver and then leave the Lacrima on the board, or else you won't be able to summon Caesar. And then this is your final board. Exact same board. We just needed a Nightmare Apprentice plus the discard and the fusion spell, which you can access to really easily. So that's it for combo number 2. This will be the last combo, and it's a very gimmicky one because you need Apprentice, Chimera, either Cornfield Codal or Big Wing Berthamit. But you can add with this card, Codal, add Big Wing Berthamit. And I want to showcase just the Chimera cards mainly. So we got Big Wing, Apprentice, and Fusion card. So you fusion into Berthamit, the best card. So you fuse those two. And then we do Chain Link 1. important, and chain link 2. And we bring back Nightmare Apprentice. So she's specialed, and then you send Necro. And then her effect activates to search for LZ. This is another way to bypass having to discard. Sometimes you have no option but to discard, but in this case you don't have to discard to get her on the field. So you special LZ, and then you fusion into Mao Regina. Bring back LZ, and then we are back where we started in other combo videos, where we have Chaos Angel and LZ to add Deception. But in this combo line, you have the extra monster already set up, so you don't have to tribute from your hand. So tribute the Apprentice, add the Hollowed for Arciliago, and now you can search for Wanted. And then you add your fusion card, and then you bring back Hollowed by putting LZ back in your deck. Now you activate Hollowed and chain Wanted. And they had to Nibiru at this point, or else you're just gonna summon El Sylvia, and you're protected now. So we're back where we not started, but this is like where the combo is kind of just the same as before, right? So now you go Fiendsmith, summon Evil Hero, the Requiem into the Engraver, into the Sequence. It's just another way of doing it with the Illusion Apprentice and Baphomet. Just because there's a lot of different ways to get to the same end board. So you send away the Sequence, you set the fusion card, Sinful Spoils, and then you go Sequence, and you fusion into Lacrima. Those two back. You special the Engraver. It is all without your normal summon as well, so that's the main advantage. You send these 3 away. For Apollo. And then you put back activate Engraver to put back Sequence. And then you go into High Wave King Caesar. So, kind of back to the same board. You just needed, in this combo, you needed Apprentice, Big Winged, and a fusion card. It does happen sometimes, so I just wanted to make sure that you know the combo that way, because we did talk about all the other Chimera cards, and just except for Big Wing. So now you know the Big Wing combo, and then you just set, and then sometimes you can draw a card off this. Put back Deception, draw a card, I have Track, and that's essentially your end board. That'll be it for the deck profile and some combos. Now let's talk a bit about the deck and my thoughts about it. The deck's a lot of fun. It breaks a lot, so keep that in mind. You can also play a different version where you don't play the Azumina cards and be more of a Fiendsmith Chimera version. It's also good, but I'm trying to make it as competitive as possible. So that's why I added the Azumina cards. But if you didn't want to play them, you could get rid of the Azumina cards. So here it's Ozette, and then Black Witch, Hollowed, Deception, and then Wanted, and the 3 fusions. And then you would play like Duke, or Aerial Eater, Duke. I think there's one negative equip. Okay, and then you would just add like Super Poly, something like this. So yeah, you can just either play that version or this version, and then you would have to 1-up this, and then add these Super Poly targets. So that and that. So this would probably be the other version you can play. And it's less combo-y, but it's a bit more consistent, and you probably would have to up the Chimera count instead. So something like this. Probably get rid of this. Yeah, something like this. It's also good and viable. We just don't have Lacrima, the Crimson tier. So, or else this is probably the version that I would play. So that'll be it for the video. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe for more.